Alright, hello guys, how's it going? In today's video, we're going to be talking once again about that upcoming extreme storm that's going to be coming through. This is going to bring some severe weather, also some major snowfall up there for the Rockies as well. And then we also have a second major storm that we're going to be talking about a little bit today, as well as making a Patreon post, which you can go check out if you join today. For today's comment of the day, I want to know, do you think that second one is going to bring a major winter storm up there for the upper Midwest? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be picking one of those for tomorrow's video. Let's get straight into things, and first things first, I just want to talk a little bit about this surface map. We're in a very boring pattern. I mentioned this yesterday, so I'm just letting everybody know for the people that weren't there yesterday. We have a little bit of snowfall for the Rockies, a little bit of storms for the Southeast, but really, pretty boring pattern we're in. It's been really quiet, actually, and as you can see, the upper air right here, it splits over the Rockies, and that's why that storminess is over the Rockies, and then once it splits, we're really seeing just like a very, I guess just a lack of storminess anywhere in the eastern half of the United States. Although, by the time we're reaching Thursday, March 25th, 4 days from now, look at that. That is a very stormy upper air pattern, and that is going to feature a very major storm over the central United States. We're going to talk about all that within this video. So let's just get started. We're taking a look at about 1 a.m. on Monday, which is tomorrow from the time I'm making this video. And as you can see, we're getting a little bit of a low pressure system developing down there for New Mexico that is bringing some snowfall and some rainfall there for first off Colorado, mostly snowfall, but then also mostly that rainfall there for Kansas, a little bit of Nebraska and Oklahoma there as well. So what we're going to do here is we're going to move on. We're going to take a look at a zoomed in look at this low pressure system, this very extreme storm that's going to develop very quickly before our eyes. So we're just going to watch that develop from beginning to end here in just a moment. So here we are taking a look, and this is by about approximately 11 a.m., maybe 12 p.m. there on Monday, March 22nd. Now, the one thing I want to mention, we're going to go over our severe weather threat at the end of this video, also the total snowfall as well, so if you're curious about either of those things, stick around. But there is a marginal risk for severe weather actually on both Monday and Tuesday, especially for these regions seeing some of the storminess from this storm. We will go over that at the end of the video, like I said. But notice the moderate snowfall going on for Colorado. We have a lot of storminess there for Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas as well. So it's going to be a pretty decent storm right off the bat. But as you can see, as we approach about maybe 11 p.m. that night, it gets much stronger. We're seeing this one go from a 1002 millibar low pressure system down to a 999 millibar low pressure system. It gets a lot more stormy, as you can see. There's rainfall going on for Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin. Also some snowfall starting to mix in there for Kansas. Very wacky weather we're seeing from this one. And then by the time we reach about maybe 12 p.m. there on Tuesday, March 23rd, you can see that we see a 997 millibar low pressure system, and that's right over Kansas there. We're seeing tons of storminess down there for some of the Gulf states. And then also a lot of rainfall going on surrounding that low pressure system, and even it's kind of like extending up into the upper Midwest as well there. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to move on towards late on Tuesday as this storm is going to continue to just track further north and further east up there into the upper Midwest. Will it bring snowfall or will it not? We will find out in just a moment. Now here we are taking a look at approximately 11 p.m. there on Tuesday, and there is some snowfall mixing in, very interesting there for Nebraska, also portions of northern Minnesota, but especially there in the Rockies, and that's kind of the beginning of our second snowstorm, so that's pretty interesting. We're going to begin to see some snowfall from that second one, and we're actually going to stay just right in this view and just continue to watch as that second one develops. But let's first off watch that first one end. We have a 998 millibar low pressure system there over Iowa. And then by the time we're reaching about 12 or 11 a.m. there, 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. that is, on Wednesday there, March 24th, you can see that first one comes to an end here. We have a 999 millibar low pressure system over Wisconsin, so you can see it is generally weakening over the course of this entire run. And then we see some snowfall to end this for the northern half of Minnesota. Very interesting there. But if you draw your attention down to the south there, we see moderate to heavy snowfall developing there for the Rockies, and that is associated with our second major extreme storm here that is developing there over the southern United States. And this second one appears to be even more major by far than that first one, actually. So it looks like it's going to be a lot more major. As we move towards about 2 a.m. on Thursday, you can see this one really begins to reform. So we're seeing it kind of break up as it enters into that south central United States, but rest assured in a couple frames from here, it is going to really get its act together But the reason I wanted to draw your attention to this frame is there is some storminess down there for the Gulf states, and I do expect a potential severe weather outbreak for later this week, Wednesday through Friday, maybe even in through the weekend there for the South Central, the Dixie Alley, and then even in through the southeastern states. Kind of like what we had last week. I don't expect a high risk, obviously, but it's at a similar location there for sure. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to move on, and we're going to move on towards where this second storm begins to really get its act together. Now, here we are taking a look at approximately 1 or 2 p.m. there on Thursday, March 25th. And as you can see, we have a 999 millibar low pressure system there over Texas. And that's really bringing some storminess to all the surrounding regions: Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Kansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, Illinois, Indiana, Alabama there. We see tons of storminess throughout all of these states. Let's just move this on and just continue with this, and this is going to be about 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. there on Thursday, and as you can see, this begins to move further north. Already we have a stronger low pressure system than we saw with that entire first storm. We have a 993 millibar low pressure system already there on the borders of Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Missouri. So this storm is already becoming much, much more potent here by this point. And then by this point, this is at about, I'd say, probably 4 or 5 a.m. there on Friday, March 26th. We have a 983 millibar low pressure system there, just a monster storm over Missouri. Very, very intense system we have here by this point. And then let's watch this. It gets very interesting. This is at about maybe 7 a.m. there on Friday, March 26th. And as you can see, we have a 985 millibar low pressure system there over Illinois, which is very strong, by the way, might I add. But we begin to see snowfall according to the European model here. Missouri, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, maybe even seeing some mixing going on. But this is going to become more and more snow as we progress with this. So let's just move towards about 12 p.m. there on Friday, March 26th. And as you can see, we have a 987 millibar low pressure system there over northern Illinois. But look at that, moderate to heavy snowfall going on for Missouri, Iowa, Wisconsin. Again, this is becoming more and more snowy as we progress things here. Super interesting in my opinion. And then by the time we're taking a look at about 4 p.m. there on Friday, March 26th, this becomes snowier and snowier. The low pressure system is weakening though. We have a 989 millibar low pressure system there in between Wisconsin and Michigan, bringing heavy snowfall for Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and the upper peninsula there of Michigan, even the northern portions of the lower peninsula there of Michigan as well. So yeah, a very potent snowstorm is possible moving forward. Again, we do have that Patreon post available. I posted it before making this video, so it is up. That has that total snowfall and a breakdown of this second potential snowstorm. So if you join our Patreon page, not only will you be featured on that Patreon end screen, you will also get access to awesome posts like that. So I highly recommend it. Again, the pinned comment and the description is where you can check that out. And then by the time we're taking a look at about 2 a.m. there on Saturday, March 27th, you can see that we're closing out with some snowfall for the Great Lakes, but really that is generally coming to an end. And by the time we reach about 1 or 2 p.m. on Saturday there, it does come to an end there. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to move on and we're going to briefly touch on that severe weather. Again, the two marginal risks. We're going to take a look at the Cape moving forward. Again, I mentioned that potential severe weather outbreak for later this upcoming week, so I will be going over that. And then we're going to take a look at the total snowfall out west. All of those things are coming up in just a moment. So here we are taking a look at that. First off, our Monday severe weather threat. And as you can see, we have that marginal risk for severe weather. Basically, take it from Dallas-Fort Worth and take that northward towards Oklahoma City. We have a little bit of a marginal risk in there. This does have an opportunity where it could potentially grow, but I expect this to generally be a marginal risk. I agree with this risk zone that the Storm Prediction Center has put there. They've been doing a great job this year. And then our Tuesday risk, and I'm very confident that we will end up at least getting a marginal risk here. Look at that general thunderstorm risk. It's very large, so I am feeling very confident that we will at least see a marginal risk, although I do see the chance for possibly more on Tuesday. We're looking a little bit more interesting there, so we'll be watching for that very closely. Now, like I said earlier, we're going to take a look at that CAPE, our convective available potential energy, and when this is above 1,000, we take a look at generally a really good chance for severe weather. As that approaches 2,000 or 3,000, you see an even larger chance. So, by the time we're taking a look at Wednesday, so that's not in our 3-day severe weather range yet, so that's why we can't really see a categorical risk for this. Look at that, Texas, Louisiana, we're seeing 1,000 plus throughout all of those greens, so a very widespread area, but also the 2,000 plus generally in those yellows and oranges, even up to 2,750 or so, which is what this model is picking up as the maximum within this area. So yeah, this is looking like we will have a larger chance for severe weather on these days. And then Thursday, we have again the 2,000 plus, even up through 3,000 for the Gulf states there. And then for the Southeast on Friday, we have a 2,000 plus Cape event again. So I'm thinking we're going to have a good 3-day severe weather event here from basically Wednesday through Friday. We're going to be watching for that very closely. That could be the next topic I'm going to be talking about over and over and over again coming up soon. And like I said, here's the total snowfall. If you're anywhere in the grays, you're expecting a dusting, if anything. Within the blues, 2 to 6. Within the purple, 6 to 10. Within the pinks, 10 to 20. And then we see those pastel shades. That's where we're at, 20 inches plus. So we're seeing plenty of that there for the Cascades and the Rockies. These events we have coming through are going to bring tons and tons of snowfall for these regions. Again, this is only that first and second storm through a certain point. On the Patreon page, we have that total snowfall up there for the upper Midwest that you can access right now if you join today, and you'll also be able to be on that Patreon end screen of the day. Anyway, for our confidence tab, in storm number 1 at least, we're at a 5 out of 6. If I was to make a confidence tab for storm number 2, we're at about a 3 out of 6, I would say, but I didn't make a graphic for that, so you're just gonna have to bear with me here. Anyway, for today's comment of the day, I asked you guys, do you think that we're going to have a big snowstorm? And I was referring to storm number 1, actually. And JB's Fishing Tip said, I think there will be a very big snowstorm for the Rockies. And I definitely agree. And obviously what we just took a look at is that that was clearly going to be the case. So good comment of the day there. Anyway, for today's patron highlight of the day, I want to thank you all for supporting the channel, but especially our platinum patrons: Property Damage, John Benbenek, James Wade, Dovey Nagel, Alan Belemo, Adam S., Larry LePan, Donna Carnes, Cameron Marshall, and Aiden Mattis. Alongside our diamond patrons: Bill Roberts, Alan Sherry, Marcus Connolly, Noah Harley, Michael Codalessa, Michael Buell, Catbite, Charles Stinnett, Kellen Manhart, It's Jay, Cindy Klein, Mark J, Luke Falago, Gary's, and John Quilisi. If you would like to be a part of this patron end screen of the day, you can do so by joining our very exciting Patreon page in the description and in the pinned comments down below. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to absolutely destroy that like button. It helps the algorithm out to suggest this video to more people. Also, be sure to subscribe if you do like weather-related content and you do want to see more of our videos. Have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next video.